Story 1. The Whispering Woods. As a seasoned police officer in a small rural town, I've always believed that logic and reason could unravel any mystery. However, one peculiar incident forever imprinted in my mind challenges this belief and serves as a haunting reminder of the inexplicable phenomena lurking in the shadows. The incident occurred on an autumn evening, characterized by a crisp chill in the air, signaling the onset of fall. The town was abuzz with tales of the old woods at the edge of town, a place shrouded in local legends and an unsettling atmosphere. It was against this backdrop that the call came in. Reports of strange noises and unexplained lights emanating from deep within these woods. My partner and I responded, our skepticism firmly intact. We navigated the narrow serpentine path that led into the heart of the forest, our police cruiser's headlights cutting through the encroaching darkness. The deeper we ventured, the more the woods seemed to come alive. The trees, gnarled and ancient, appeared to reach out towards us with twisted limbs, casting eerie shadows in the dim light. As we pushed further into the forest's embrace, an unnerving occurrence transpired. The car's headlights began to flicker erratically before succumbing to the darkness entirely. Faced with this unforeseen challenge, we decided to proceed on foot, armed only with our flashlights and the courage of our convictions. The oppressive blackness of the forest was a physical presence, a suffocating blanket that seemed to absorb the beams of our flashlights. It was then that we first heard it, a faint, whispering sound, akin to hushed voices speaking in an unrecognizable language. The whispers swirled around us, their origin indiscernible, enveloping us in a cacophony of ghostly murmurs. The situation escalated when our radios, our lifeline to the outside world, crackled to life. A burst of static was followed by a voice, or rather voices, that mirrored the whispering we had been hearing. It was a chilling chorus, not belonging to our dispatcher, but something altogether different, something otherworldly. As quickly as the voices appeared, they vanished, leaving us in stunned silence. With a newfound urgency, we retreated to the car, only to discover that it now functioned without issue. We left the whispering woods behind, but the encounter lingered in our minds, a persistent echo of the unexplained. In the aftermath, my partner and I scarcely spoke of the incident, a silent agreement to leave the mystery of the woods unsolved. The experience became a spectral presence in our careers, a chilling encounter that defied rational explanation. It served as a stark reminder that, despite our best efforts to understand the world around us, there are phenomena that transcend the realm of the known, lurking in the shadowy fringes of reality. To this day, the Whispering Woods stand as a testament to the unexplained, a place where the veil between the natural and the supernatural seems perilously thin. The experience has taught me that sometimes the mysteries we encounter are best left unexplored, their secrets preserved in the whispers of the wind. Story 2. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. As a police officer, I've grown accustomed to the unpredictable nature of night shifts, especially in a small town where the unexpected becomes the norm. However, nothing could have prepared me for the encounter I had one rainy night, an experience that continues to haunt me to this day. The evening was typical for late autumn, a relentless downpour turning the roads into reflective ribbons under the glow of the streetlights. It was during this torrential rain that a call came in, reporting a lone woman walking along a deserted stretch of Highway 29. What made the call stand out was the caller's insistence that the woman appeared distressed and seemingly vanished whenever approached. Driven by concern and curiosity, I navigated my patrol car through the heavy rain towards the reported location. The wipers worked furiously, barely keeping up with the onslaught of rain. As I approached the specified stretch of the highway, the beams of my headlights illuminated a figure, a woman, drenched from the rain, walking with desolate air. Slowing the car, I pulled up beside her and rolled down the passenger window. The woman, seemingly oblivious to the rain soaking her through, continued walking. I called out, offering assistance, but she didn't respond. Concerned for her well-being, I parked the car and opened the passenger door, beckoning her to get in out of the rain. She complied silently, climbing into the car with a vacant look, her clothes dripping onto the seat. I tried initiating a conversation, asking if she was okay and where she needed to go. Yet she remained silent, her gaze fixed on the road ahead as if lost in a world of her own. Continuing the drive, I periodically glanced in the rearview mirror, trying to gauge her state. But during one such glance, my heart leaped into my throat. The back seat where she had been just moments ago was empty. I pulled over in disbelief, my mind racing with confusion. I searched the surrounding area, expecting to find her nearby, but she was nowhere to be seen. Shaken, I drove back to the station, the rain's persistent drumming a stark contrast to the silence that had fallen inside the car. Upon my return, I relayed the incident to my colleagues. That's when I learned of a tragic story that had long been associated with that stretch of Highway 29. Years ago, a woman perished in a horrific car accident on that very road. The description given by the original caller and what I witnessed myself matched the woman from that accident. It was as if her restless spirit still wandered the highway, reliving her last moments in an endless loop. From that night on, Highway 29 held a new meaning for me. No longer just a stretch of asphalt cutting through the town, it became a tangible reminder of the unexplainable mysteries that sometimes intersect our lives. The experience of the vanishing hitchhiker remained with me, a spectral memory etched into my mind, forever changing the way I viewed the quiet roads of our seemingly sleepy town. Story 3. The Shadow in Cell Block 9. In the world of law enforcement, especially during the graveyard shift at an old city jail, one becomes a connoisseur of silence and shadows. However, there are occurrences, shadowed and unspoken, that defy the rationale of even the most seasoned officers. I encountered such an anomaly one night, an experience that lingers in the realm of the inexplicable. The jail, a relic of the past with its stone walls and iron bars, had a life of its own. Its history was etched in every crack and crevice, and the air was heavy with the echoes of 1,000 untold stories. The cell block, dimly lit and perennially cold, was my territory to patrol. That night was like any other, shrouded in a stillness that was both comforting and eerie. The only sounds were the occasional shuffle of feet or the distant murmur of a restless inmate. It was during my routine walk through the cell block that I first noticed it. A shadow, dark and amorphous, clinging to the wall. Assuming it was cast by an inmate, I approached to investigate, my footsteps echoing in the silence. But as I neared, it became apparent that there was no physical presence to cast such a shadow. The cell before me was empty, its inhabitant sound asleep. The shadow, however, persisted a dark blot against the gray wall, its form vaguely humanoid, but disturbingly distorted. Feeling a chill that had little to do with the jail's usual draft, I stepped back, watching as the shadow began to move. It glided along the wall with a fluidity that was unnatural, circling the cell block in a silent dance. I followed, my heart pounding and every instinct screaming that this was wrong and that shadows could not behave this way. I completed a circuit of the cell block, my eyes never leaving the spectral figure. But as I turned the final corner, it vanished. No trace of it remained, as if it had been swallowed by the very walls of the jail. With a sense of urgency, I checked every cell, but all the inmates were accounted for, their faces etched with the weariness of sleep or the dullness of routine. There was nowhere the shadow could have originated, and there was no explanation for its appearance or subsequent disappearance. That night, and many nights after, the shadow haunted me. It was an unspoken presence in my rounds, a specter lurking just out of sight. The rational part of me searched for explanations, a trick of the light, an optical illusion, anything that could make sense of what I had seen. But deep down, I knew I had encountered something unexplainable, something that defied the laws of nature and logic. The shadow in the cell block became a silent testament to the unknown, a reminder that within the walls of that old jail, there were mysteries that went beyond the realm of the living. It was a lesson in humility, a whisper from the shadows that not all things can be explained or understood in the cold light of reason. And to this day, the memory of that shadow lingers a dark imprint on the canvas of my experiences as a night shift officer. In the life of a police officer, we're trained to face danger and uphold the law. But sometimes we encounter mysteries that defy logic, leaving us with more questions than answers. These stories are a testament to the unknown that lurks in the shadows, the unexplainable encounters that stay with us long after our shift ends. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more chilling tales. Until next time, stay safe and keep your eyes open for the mysteries that may be hiding in plain sight. Goodbye.